It was raining so hard that night that even the streetlights looked scared. Cars rushed past. People hid under roofs. No one stopped. No one except her. And she had no idea that helping that trembling old man would change her life forever. Maya Johnson was the kind of girl people noticed, only to judge. She was 19, black, poor, and always tired. Her uniform never fit quite right. Her shoes were worn out. Her hands were rough from washing dishes after her shifts. And yet she still smiled at every customer like they were royalty, because she needed this job. Her mother was sick. Rent was overdue, and this small roadside diner was the only place willing to hire someone with no experience, no references, and no connections. Most customers treated her like furniture. Some didn't look at her. Some snapped fingers instead of speaking. Some left coins instead of tips. But Maya still said softly, "Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful evening, ma'am." Not because they deserved kindness, because she refused to let the world make her bitter. That night, the rain started suddenly. Wind slammed against the diner windows. Thunder growled like it was angry at the earth. Inside, customers rushed out early. Within minutes, only one table remained occupied, a middle-aged businessman tapping on his laptop. Maya wiped the counter when she saw him. An old man, standing outside. In the rain, he wasn't just wet. He was shaking. His coat was thin. His shoes were soaked, and he clutched a wooden cane like it was the only thing keeping him upright. She looked toward her manager's office. The rule was strict. No loiterers, no homeless, no exceptions. But the old man's hands trembled so badly he could barely hold the door handle. Maya didn't think. She ran. She pushed the door open and stepped into the downpour. "Sir, please come inside," she said gently. The old man blinked in surprise. Rain dripped from his eyebrows. I don't have money," he stammered. "That's okay," she smiled. "You can sit, warm up." He hesitated. Not because he didn't want to go inside. Because he wasn't used to being invited. Maya stepped closer and held his arm carefully, guiding him up the curb and through the door. Every customer looked. Not at him. At her, judging. The businessman frowned. "You shouldn't bring people like that in here." Maya swallowed but kept smiling. "Everyone deserves to stay dry." The old man lowered his gaze, embarrassed. She led him to a corner booth and brought a towel. "Here, sir. Warm coffee coming?" She paid for it herself. When she returned, he wrapped his hands around the cup like it was treasure. "What's your name?" he asked. "Maya." He nodded slowly. "You didn't have to help me." She shrugged lightly. "My grandma used to say, if you can be kind and you don't, that's the real poverty." The old man stared at her. No one had spoken to him like that in years. "What's your name, sir?" He paused, then smiled faintly. "Thomas." They talked for 10 minutes. About rain, about buses, about nothing important. But to him, it meant everything. When the storm slowed, he stood. "I should go." Maya walked him to the door again. "Take care, Mr. Thomas." He looked at her like he wanted to say something more. But instead, he simply nodded and left. The next morning, Maya was called into the manager's office. Her stomach tightened. Mr. Carter didn't smile. "I heard what you did last night." She clasped her hands. "Sir, I can explain. You brought a vagrant into my restaurant." Her throat dried. He was cold. He just needed... "I don't pay you to rescue strangers," he snapped. "I pay you to follow rules." Her heart pounded. "I'm sorry, sir. It won't happen again." He slid a paper across the desk. Termination notice. Her vision blurred. "My mom is sick," she whispered. "I really need this job." He leaned back. Should have thought of that before breaking policy. Her fingers trembled as she picked up the paper. Everything she had worked for, gone. Just as she turned to leave. The front door chimed. Footsteps. Slow, firm, familiar. "Excuse me," a calm voice said. Maya froze. She knew that voice. She turned. The old man from last night stood there, but he looked different. Very different. His coat was clean. His hair was neatly combed, and behind him stood 2 men in suits. The manager straightened instantly. "Sir, welcome. How can I help you?" The old man stepped forward calmly. "I believe you fired this young lady." The manager stiffened. She violated policy. The old man tilted his head. Policy? One of the suited men stepped forward and handed the manager a card. The color drained from his face. His hands shook. You're... The old man spoke gently. My name is Thomas Whitmore. I own this property. Silence slammed into the room. Maya blinked. The manager's lips parted. You own the diner? I own the building, Thomas corrected. And the franchise contract. The manager swallowed hard. Thomas continued, voice calm but firm. Last night I conducted a small test. I visited several businesses during the storm. Most ignored me. Some asked me to leave. He looked at Maya. Thomas's expression softened. Because I was once poor, invisible, forgotten. And someone helped. Me when I had nothing. He paused. I promised myself that if I ever had power, I would use it to find hearts like theirs. He looked at her. And I found one. 3 months later, the diner was full. Laughter filled the air. Customers smiled. Staff worked happily, and on the wall hung a small sign. Kindness served daily. Maya stood behind the counter wearing a clean manager's badge. The door chimed. Thomas walked in. She beamed. Coffee, sir? He chuckled. Only if you let me pay this time. She grinned. No promises. Because sometimes the smallest act of kindness becomes the biggest turning point in someone's life. And sometimes the person everyone ignores is the one who changes everything. If this story touched your heart even a little, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Because here, we don't just tell stories. We share moments that remind us kindness still exists in the world. Tap subscribe, join our family, and stay with us for more powerful stories that might just change the way you see people. See you in the next story.